What's going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel and the content with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. When most people decide after a long week to go out to the club or a lounge, it's usually to relax and blow off some steam. Depending on what type of time you are on and whatever your vice is, relaxing could involve different things. For some, it might consist of having a few drinks, dancing. Some people like to just vibe and listen to the music. But for a lot of individuals, especially if they are single and ready to mingle, they are hoping to maybe find a friend or to catch the attention of the opposite sex. That's why for women, they throw on their best, get their hair done, makeup done, find a dress or outfit to complement their shape. And for men, it's the same. A nice fit, haircut, shave, cologne to make sure you are feeling good about yourself. If you have ever found yourself out with friends and you see something decent and approach, as a man, we already know. If she is with her homegirls, you gotta come correct. Be respectful, a gentleman, make it seem like you are just trying to chop it up and get to know her. Because with women, for most, when they go out together, the girl code is in full effect. They watch each other's backs, watch each other's drinks, and they will not dare let their homegirl leave with a man they just met. But for men, it's a little different. If a female approaches you, your homie will cheer you on and be like, yeah, bro, you got one. Hop on that. And if she wants to leave the club with you, of course, we will definitely encourage that. And even think to ourselves like, dang, bro lucky. He found one about her business. But depending on the woman, being about her business could mean many things. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it to Chicago, Illinois to discuss the case of two women who used their looks to lure and finesse men at clubs. Back in 2020, two Milwaukee women were navigating life and trying to maintain. They were at the time 25-year-old Tiana Trammell and 32-year-old Tawana Rainey. The two friends rotated together on a daily basis and helped each other get through life. Both women had kids. Tiana had one, but she was pregnant again with her second. Tawana also just had one. She had a decent job as a phlebotomist at a Milwaukee hospital. The two women were getting by, but it was a struggle. They often would go out at the end of a long week, and not far from the Windy City, they like to hit Chicago and politic with some of the men in the city who had money. Both decent looking young women, they always drew attention of men, and they flirted with them and bought them drinks, and sometimes even asked the women to leave with them. But it was a method to the friends hanging out and only dealing with certain kind of men. A few months prior, they decided they could use their looks, bait men in, and pull a move for a get-rich-quick scheme that would soon come to the light. Not wanting to risk it in their hometown, they hit the shot where nobody knew them at. Every weekend, they would get dressed, go over, and come back with a lot of money. But they were not escorts. After a few weekends, Chicago police started receiving reports from men stating they think they were drugged and robbed. One man claimed he remembered hanging out with two women, drinking. He left the club with them and woke up on the side of the road with his cell phone gone, jewelry, car, and credit cards, stating he blacked out. Another man reported the same kind of situation, but this time he took the woman to a hotel room, thinking he would get his rocks off, only to wake up with everything gone. Wallet, money, cards, even his clothes. After about the fourth call, police started an investigation. From talking to the victims, they realized all their cards were being used miles away in Milwaukee, with big buys being made and multiple ATM withdrawals. One man claimed his cash app was cleaned out and credit cards maxed out as well for thousands of dollars. At first, Police were confused on how were the woman finessing the men so easily, until they determined the women were providing the alcohol to the victims, and they realized it was a substance added that would knock the men unconscious, and they wouldn't wake up for hours. One victim provided police pictures of his night out with the women before being robbed. Police took the information, but they played it cool and let the women continue to come to Chicago while building the case. As months went by, more and more reports came in from more men, claiming their homes were robbed. Two friends claimed they woke up behind their cars after leaving a club in the north side of Chicago with the woman, and all their bank accounts were drained. But one night in 2020, for Tiana and Tawana, it was business as usual. They both got dressed and hit their favorite area, the north side of Chicago. They went to a club and zoned in on one man, a nightclub employee. As he sat and drank with the women, it seemed he became intoxicated. Seeming like good friends, they carried him out of the club and took him to Tiana's car, where they pulled their move by taking his valuables, his belongings, but little did they know, CPD had been watching them for weeks and they was under surveillance. Police pulled right up to catch the woman in the act. Tiana tried to start the car and pull off with the man in the back seat, but police had rigged the vehicle so it wouldn't stop. When they approached the car, the victim was in the back seat, unconscious, barely clothed, pockets inside out. A search of both women revealed a handgun with a beam on it and multiple miniature bottles or shots of alcohol filled to the top, and also vials of another unknown liquid. The women were caught red-handed. They were taken into custody, charged with robbery and multiple other charges. The case was described as an elaborate scheme that also other women in the Milwaukee and Chicago area were being investigated for. They would befriend the men, promise them a good time, drug them, and rob them. Go clear out their accounts or max out credit cards by getting all that information from the men's cell phones. In total, it was 10 victims. Tiana was accused of participating in all 10. Tawana, only 4. In total, in a few months, the women made over $85,000. They both were held on a $50,000 bail. But doing all my research, I couldn't find any information on if any of them was found guilty or received any time for their involvement. I wanted to do this cautionary tale because it was a little more lighthearted than what I usually do. I mean, there's nothing cool or funny about drugging and robbing people, but fortunately, no one lost their life. Just possessions and money. It's interesting though, because women always worry about something happening to them while they go out to a club or somewhere like that. But nobody talks about this type of thing, with men being targeted as well. I don't like to compare, but on this one, I gotta say, if the shoe was on the other foot and men were caught doing this to women, they probably would be under the jail. But I'm gonna leave this one open for discussion. I'm curious. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts on the situation. And have you yourself ever went out and been in a similar situation, man or female, where you felt something wasn't right or a person of the opposite sex was trying to finesse you or pull a move? Let me know your experiences in the comments. And remember, we gotta succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this is a crazy story. They was out here finessing everybody. But yeah, I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.